Hey guys, hey, welcome back to another video with Carl's Garage, brought to you by Straight Edit Content. And today we're gonna do something special. Today we're gonna do a spark plug video. Yes, I'm going to be changing the spark plugs on my 2015 Kia Optima. Some of you guys have watched this channel and you've learned a lot about Kias. Well, today we're not gonna teach you about a settlement or anything like that. We're gonna teach you about how to change your spark plugs. This is a very, very, very important thing for your car. Think of it like brain cells for your car's engine. So if you like this type of content or you like anything to do with business, automotive, sports, investing, and creating, basic, stay tuned. I can't wait to get into this video. Okay guys, the tools that we are going to use for this installation is 4 spark plugs. I decided to go with OEM spark plugs. The Kia Optima calls for Iridium spark plugs, so I asked them for the closest spark plug to OEM. You're going to use some anti-seize. This is not required, but it is very good for your new spark plugs to put some on there so that they don't get rusted. We're going to use an extension, a ratchet, 16 millimeter special spark plug socket. If you look in there, I don't know if you can see in there, there's a little piece of rubber that's gonna grab, oh, see, it wants to grab my finger, that wants to grab the old spark plugs that are in the car. You're gonna need another ratchet with a 10 millimeter socket. Okay, let's go ahead and start to disassemble the pieces that we need to in the engine. First thing we wanna do, we want to remove this plastic cover. Underneath this plastic cover are the coil packs, and under the coil packs are the spark plugs. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is remove some of these small clips. This one right here is kind of in the way of this clip, so let's go ahead and remove that one. Okay, that clip comes off pretty easy. Now, okay, so we want to remove this small clip. Each one of these connectors has a small clip, and you need to actually move it. It does not remove. It only slides up and then you're able to get the connector off. Let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So once you do all that, now you can remove each connector. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, make sure you tuck those away. Now it's time to remove each 10 millimeter bolt off of each coil pack, starting with this one. Now, the best solution to removing each spark plug is to do them one by one, not all at once, okay? If you do them all at once and one of them breaks, you're gonna have to go back and put the other ones in there. So we're gonna do them one by one, check each spark plug individually. Let's go ahead and do that. You look here, this coil pack is a little dated, little oil right there. That's not a good sign. You never really want to see oil blowback on your spark plug, so that's actually not a good sign. Let's check the actual spark plug. I suggest sliding the extension and the socket on there manually. Turn it until it drops. Okay guys, so like I always do here at Carl's Garage, sometimes we run into problems. So a problem that I ran into is this 16 millimeter socket that fits perfectly over these new spark plugs is the wrong socket for the old spark plugs. So this is an issue that you might find whenever doing your car. You might think, oh great, you know, I have the right spark plug socket for the new spark plugs, but actually the spark plugs in my car need a 5/8 16 millimeter. For some reason, this one isn't fitting over it. But this 5/8 16 millimeter is. For some reason, I don't know why, this one fits perfect. But when I try to put this one on, it's not fitting over it. So, same thing. They both have the same insides. I don't know why it's not working. So this might be an issue that you might run into. So we don't want to use this one. We want to use this one. These are things that I like to show you here at Carl's Garage. Most people would edit stuff like this out, but it's my job to show you the issues that you can run into. So this right here is our first issue, and you always know, all you mechanics out there, people who DIY their cars, you always know that whenever you go to start something, something always goes wrong. So this is our first thing, but luckily I have probably like 15 of these for German cars and any type of car. I have a bunch of these, so I'm glad that I had one that works. So let's go ahead and get this spark plug out. Want to do it extremely slow, especially when first breaking it. Chances are these spark plugs are from the factory, so they probably have all types of anti-seize on them, and you want it to be extremely slow. You do not want to break this spark plug off in your car. One click at a time. Okay, now I can do it manually by hand. So this is the spark plug. As you can see, it's extremely burnt. This is not good. Okay guys, as you can see, this spark plug is extremely burnt up here. As we saw the oil on the actual coil pack, this is not a good sign. And this is the reason why, if you haven't checked out my Kia engine settlement series, I really do advise you to check that series out, because if you don't have the knock detection sensor software update on your car, your engine does not have its lifetime engine warranty. My car does have a lifetime engine warranty. And when I got this car, when I got its sensor updated, they suggested that it's time for the spark plugs to be changed. This car has 124,000 miles on it, and these spark plugs have never been changed. And this isn't a good sign. So for all of you who have had engine failure, or a person like myself who could probably potentially, with spark plugs like this, it's showing the internals of the engine, that, hey, maybe I was headed towards engine failure. It's a good thing that I checked this out, and it's a good thing that I had that software update done so that your engine can be protected. So whether or not I change these out for these brand new ones, as you can see the big difference, okay? As you can see the big difference. This one's nice and clean versus this one. As you can see, the big difference is, even if I change these out and put this brand new one in there and I have engine failure in the future, my engine is covered. Please, 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 anybody out there, if this is your first time just watching this video, or you're watching my how to change your side mirror video, make sure you check out my Kia engine settlement series. You will learn a lot, and the goal is to get your engine the lifetime warranty. Okay, let's go ahead and install these. Okay guys, now that we checked out that spark plug, let's go ahead and install this one. We want to make sure that we put the anti-seize on this. Not a lot, you do not need a lot. You just want to put some on there so that it's easy to get out. Got our anti-seize packet here. Got this from AutoZone. I think it was like $1.79. No, I am not sponsored by AutoZone or any of these products. It's really all that you need, just a dab like that. Because as soon as you turn these threads, it'll get all over all the threads. Okay, so you want to start your new spark plug by hand. So let's go ahead and install it into our socket. It's pretty tight fit, but you don't want to shove it all the way down there. Want to get your extension. Put it in there, and we'll go ahead and install it. Very slow. By the way, if anybody of you are worried about the gap, instead of buying the gap disc, 99% of the time, you can ask the person who's selling you the spark plugs to gap it right there. They're not going to charge you 99 cents or whatever it is for the little gap disc. You just say, hey man, can you go ahead and gap these or check the gap? And they'll go ahead and help it out. I mean, they'll go ahead and check out the gap right there for you and make sure it's right. So that's what I did at the AutoZone store. You want to turn it by hand all the way until you can't turn it by hand anymore. Then you want to give it about a quarter turn with your ratchet. Okay, so it's a little tight. Turn it. Now I can't turn it with my ratchet anymore, so I'm going to pull it up about a quarter. Turn it. Yep, that wasn't even a quarter. That was about a half quarter. You don't want to turn it too tight. They don't need to be in there extra tight. Now, right now, I can't. If I torque this, it's really going to be, you know, tough. So trust me, it's in there. You don't want to turn it too much. There you go. That's how you install the spark plugs on your Kia Optima. My car is a 2015. This should work for the Kia Optima models, I want to say from 2012 all the way up until they changed the model to the K5. But let me go ahead and knock out the rest of these, and then we'll go ahead and see how the car starts. Don't forget to put back your coil pack. Let's go ahead and clean this off. It's kind of dirty. Okay, you want to reinstall your coil pack. It just sits in there. There you go. Install the bolt. There you go. Now I'm not going to reinstall the connector because that's just going to get away from my next spark plug, but I will go ahead and do these and then we will see how the car starts. Okay, now that we got them all installed, properly installed, now it's time to bolt down each 10mm socket and then connect the connectors, and let's see how this baby starts. Make sure when pushing them in, you also push back the lock clip. Okay, let's go ahead and put back on the cover and start the engine. Let's go ahead and start the engine. As you can hear, guys, the engine sounds amazing. It sounds way better than it did before. It's extremely better at idle. Let's go ahead and check out the inside for the idle. Hey guys, so I'm here on the inside of my car, and as you can see, it's idling perfectly. Not that I ever had any issues with idle before, but you just want to make sure that after you change spark plugs, that the car idles very well. And again, it's idling extremely smooth. If you know from some of my previous videos, I had some issues with idle. I drive a long distance, then I would stop and then the car would want to shutter. I'm pretty sure that as you saw the dirty spark plugs, that was the issue. Now that we have brand new spark plugs in there, I think that this car is going to run extremely well. So guys, I want you guys to stay tuned for more videos, because as you know, I keep you guys updated with anything going on with Hyundais and Kias, and actually Toyotas. And my wife has a Toyota, so I'm really here just to teach you all about cars and your car's nutrition and keeping your car extremely healthy. That's what we do here at Carl's Garage. I'm Carl. Thank you for tuning in for another video. And this video was on how to change your spark plugs. Make sure you guys go check out my playlist that has the Kia settlement series, and make sure you guys go check that out and go get your car, you know, really hooked up. You know, that's the reason why I do this every day, because I want you guys to know how to fix your car so that you don't run into any major issues. You know what I mean? There's a lot of issues out here, and a lot of people don't really have a lot of money. So I'm here to help you fix your car and keep your car extremely healthy. I'm right here in Houston, Texas. So if you guys know me, if you guys are in Houston, hey man, we should link up and do a video, do a collab. I'm gonna start coming to the car shows. As you know, my car has got some damage to it, so I don't really wanna come to the car shows until my car is properly right. So that'll be something that I do in the next project. Mosquito. Anyway, that'll be something that I do in the next project, is fixing the car. Actually, stay tuned for my next video, because I'm gonna show you guys how to properly change your oil in your Kia Optima. All right, guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to stay safe and stay basic. Peace.